Welcome, friends. We're going to get started in an insight timer in a moment. So I invite you to come to Insight Timer if you'd like to be part of the interactive experience here. Hmm. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Let's do a little sound test before we get started. Hmm. Can you hear me well when I'm back here? Or if I'm whispering. Can you hear me if I'm whispering? That's the question. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm just going to make sure that we're hardwired in the way that we need to be. Hmm. I just updated my computer and everything's different. It's making me cross-eyed. Okay. I think we're good to go. We should have a nice, strong connection. Okay, great. Hi, Tina. Hi, Steph. Hi, Kristen. Wonderful. All right. Well, warm welcome, everyone. Um, I'm going to go over to the mat. I like being close, but my ankle is still healing. So I'm going to go over to the mat while I do our little intro. I invite you to have your mat and also have, of course, any props that you'd like to use for practice, including a large towel. If you have it, you may wish to use it today. And if you are like Steph or myself, I invite you to have some kind of a pillow or something to be able to roll up and have some support for your injured or healing foot or ankle or any part of your body that might be experiencing that. Hi, Julia. All right. I guess I should do a little intro. Yes. My name is Selena Lael for anyone that I'm getting to meet today for the first time. And it's Selena Lael for those of you who I've met before, believe it or not. Oh, I can't help it. I have a little bit of a corny bone, really on fire today. This is a yoga asana session. Asanas are the physical postures in yoga. Yoga is so much more than what we see in these poses and on the mat. Yoga is really a path, a roadmap to living the fullest expression of life possible. Yoga, union, this union with our own beloved self and with all of life, and awakening to that, experiencing that, rather than it just being a concept or always thinking of I, me, my. Yes. Today, we are going to have a similar practice to what we did last week. As you can see, I have an injury here. I'm recovering from a sprained ankle, so I have really limited mobility. It's a little better than last week, so we'll change up the poses a little bit, but we'll definitely have some repeats if you were here before. I invite you anytime during practice today, always, if there's something I'm doing that doesn't feel good for your body, don't do it. Take a posture that does work for your body. Or if you just like to rest, that's perfectly welcome as well. Um, and some of the postures, for example, like plank poses, I don't know if I can do a plank yet. So I might do a modified version from my knees. But if you'd like to take the full expression of the pose or something that's a little stronger for you, please feel free to do so. Today, we're really going to focus on strengthening poses as well as stretching and slowing everything down inside. Mm. And for anyone who is newer to my work here on Insight Timer, I do lead live sessions each week. We have usually an asana session each week, and then we have our satsang session. You can find my live schedule on my profile page, as well as over 80 different recordings to serve you in mind, heart, body, spirit, and also 2 courses, yogic practices for a peaceful life and awaken my heart, a guide to living with self-love. And that's all. Hi, Davy. I can't completely read your chat because I had the computer a little further away today, but I see it's you. Welcome. And again, a warm welcome, everyone. Grateful to be together. So let's get started today. Mm, Find a seated position. Let's start here. I know some of you, if you're like Steph or myself, might not be able to sit like this. So please feel free to sit with one leg extended. This is something I'll probably have to do at certain points during our session. Hi, Sylvia. Okay, so find a comfortable seated position that works for your body. Roll one shoulder up, back, and down, and then the other shoulder up, back, and down. Feel the crown of the head lifting up toward the sky. Feel the tailbone releasing down. Gently draw the navel toward the spine. And now, as you inhale, feel your belly expand, then your rib cage, and then your chest. And as you exhale, feel your chest relax down, your rib cage soften inward, and your belly soften in. So we're going for this yogic 3-part breath. Inhale, the belly expands, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Continue playing with this in your body. And I say playing with this because for some this is very different, maybe awkward. So just be with your experience. See if you can find this 3-part breath. If you wish, close the eyes, allow a space between the teeth, and gently touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth just behind the upper teeth. Slow, deep breath in and out of the nose, if possible. Really bring your awareness to the sensations of the breath. Great. And now relax any effort. Continue to breathe slowly and deeply. Maybe you find it's a little easier to take deeper breaths after practicing this. Bring the palms to touch at the heart in Anjali Mudra. Feel your chest lifting up into your thumbs. Shoulders drop back and down. And we'll chant the sound Om 3 times. Take a full deep breath in. Om. And as a reminder, the sound, that hum at the end, is very important, so take your time there. Oh. One more. Oh. Bow your chin to your chest, just lightly. Set your intention, your sankalpa for today's practice, remembering that a sankalpa can be for you as an individual, or it can be for someone in your life, or even a whole group of people or animals or the planet. Set your intention now. Mm, wonderful. To release the hands down, let's come on to the back. Again, I can't really read your comments from here, so if there are any issues with the sound or anything like this during practice, please just throw a bunch of emojis in the chat and that will alert me to come over. Yes. Once you're on your back, hug your knees into your chest. Hmm. If your knees are splaying wide, I invite you to bring them closer together. Chin is slightly tucked, back of the neck is long, and we're just going to hang out here and take some breaths. Feel this compression in the front of the hips. You might feel this in other parts of the body as well. This is a wonderful stretch to do in bed in the mornings. Great. Bring your hands to the tops of the knees and allow the knees to start to extend away from the chest. Allow them to fall out to the sides, dropping out wide. Bring them up toward your chest again and then press them away as they come closer together. We're starting with really big circles here with the knees moving outward. Continue to breathe deeply and take your time here. You might feel a bit of a massage on your sacrum, that big bone at the base of the spine, or really at the hips. Big circles. Start to make the circles just a little smaller. Not really small yet, just a little smaller than they are or have been. You can see I'm really pressing my knees away and bringing them closer. Make the circles a little smaller and a little smaller and even smaller. It might just become a bit of a rock on your sacrum. And then let's change direction. So start small, small circles, opposite direction. Really small circles. You may feel some things moving around or even have little pops as the hips adjust on their own. Make your circles a little bigger and bigger, and that full range of motion. And if you haven't gone to your biggest circle yet, move into that full range of motion here, big circles. This is also fantastic to do in the morning in bed. Maybe it's more comfortable to do one knee at a time, and that's perfectly okay. Ah, great. Let's hug the knees into the chest again. Just notice if that feels any different after the hip circles. Interlace the hands in front of the right knee. Extend the left leg down the mat. Again, you can use that little pillow if you have an injury in the foot or the ankle. Hug that knee in close. You can always keep the left leg bent as well with the foot on the floor. Hmm. Great. Drop that right knee out toward the right shoulder so the knee drops out wide. Bring your right hand to the outer edge of the right shin, or maybe all the way up to the outer edge of the right foot, coming into a half happy baby here. Keep pressing the left hip down. Draw the navel toward the spine. Maybe the sole of the foot is up toward the sky. Right knee presses down toward the earth. Release any gripping or strain in the upper body, well, the whole body, but specifically, let's see if we can relax the neck and the shoulders, any tension we might be holding here. Release the foot, hug the knee into the chest again. Extend the right leg up toward the sky, press out through the right foot here. So flex the right foot, press the low back down. Bring your hands to the back of that right thigh if you can. For some of us, we don't have that much space, so just be with this however you can be. And if you have a lot of flexibility here, you might find that you can actually walk your hands up your right calf, maybe even all the way up to the foot. For many of us, this is the first time we're doing this kind of a stretch today, so there's no need to push it and try to go to your maximum stretch. Drop your right hip down toward the bottom right edge of your mat. So we're dropping that hip down, creating some space on the right side body. Slow, deep breaths. If you have a strap and you'd like to use a strap, you're welcome to do that. But again, there's no need to go to that maximum stretch while we're warming things up. You might find as the body relaxes, the hands move a little further toward the right foot. Keep dropping that right hip down. And not just down toward the earth, but there's this sense of that right sit bone reaching down toward the bottom of the mat. Hmm. Wonderful. Hug the right knee into the chest again. Notice if that feels any different. We'll move on to the second side. Extend the right leg down the mat. Again, you can keep the knee bent here if you wish. Hug the left knee into the chest, interlace the hands in front of the knee. Breathe. Allow a space between the teeth. Relax the face, the jaw. And of course, always modify if you need for any pose, for any reason. Just I invite you to make sure that your modification is something you're familiar with, meaning something that you know is good for your body or safe for your body. Sometimes we might say, well, I can't move my body this way, so I'm just going to move it however it can. And that might actually be throwing us out of alignment and causing some kind of strain. So I invite you to just choose something that you know works for your body well and is safe. Hug that knee in a little closer. And then allow the knee to fall out to the left. Take a hold of that left outer shin or maybe the outer edge of the left foot. Right hip stays as rooted as it can be. Flex that foot so the foot is up toward the sky, possibly. For some of us, we're going to be here. That's perfectly fine. Be where you can with this pose. Chin is slightly tucked. Half happy baby. Breathe here. Hug the knee into the chest again. Extend the leg up to the sky now. Flex the left foot. You can see I can't flex my foot fully here. I'm not there yet, but have that foot really pressing up toward the sky. Press the low back down. And again, for some of us, this is where we're going. We're just here. Maybe our leg is even bent because we can't straighten it. Be where you are. If you can, bring your hands behind the back of that thigh. Maybe begin to walk them up toward the foot. And once you find that position that works for you, feel like that left hip is dropping down, so down toward the earth, but also down toward the bottom of the mat. If your shoulders are hunching up, relax them down, feel them pulling away from the ears. Again, the chin is slightly tucked here. Slow, deep breaths. This leg for me is doing a little bit of a, what is this called? Muscle spasm? I don't know what this is called. I forget. It's wiggling. Shaking, is that the word? I guess it's kind of shaking and wiggling. But remember, we don't need to go to our maximum stretch. Keep dropping that left hip down. Hmm. Hug the knee into the chest again. Notice if this feels any different. Great. Hug the right knee into the chest as well. So now both knees are in the chest. Open the arms out to a T, or if you don't have that space, just bend the elbows and cactus. Both knees fall over to the right. And because this is our first twist, maybe our only twist today, actually, it's okay if that left shoulder pops up a little. No need to feel like you need to take the full stretch here. Turn your chin toward your left shoulder. Breathe. If you can keep the left shoulder rooted, you may wish to work with your twist in this way. Slow, deep breaths. Feel your body unwinding. Relax any tension in the glutes, the belly, the hands and feet. Slowly come through center. And move over to the other side. Knees fall over to the left. And again, if this left shoulder or right shoulder pops up a little bit, that's okay. If you can keep it rooted, that's also okay. Turn the chin toward the right shoulder. And you can see here that I'm not using my arm here to bring my top thigh down. No need to push my body when I'm not more warm. Really, there's no need to strain ever. Sometimes this is a nice little support, but never the need for strain or forcing. Slow, deep breaths. As a reminder, we always begin our asana session after the little intro that I give. So we usually end around 5 after or so, depending on where you are in the world. Maybe it's 35 after, 37 after. Um, if you do need to leave early, please always take time for Shavasana. Yes, give yourself some time to rest and integrate. Bring the knees back to center. And then just place the feet on the floor, rock the hips a little side to side. Notice any differences on your body. Maybe there's a sense of relief, or there's more of a flow inside, or maybe you just feel a little less tension. Maybe you notice something different in your mind or your emotions as you're being more present or mindful. Hmm. We're going to move into some strengthening postures. So, again, really honor your body and what it's needing. If you have anything going on in the neck, I invite you to keep your head down and relax for these poses. In this first one, we will actually keep the head down. Lift your feet up off of the floor, bend your knees, and see if you can bring your knees over your hips. So we're creating a bit of a 90-degree angle here. Press your low back down, draw your navel toward your spine. Now, if you feel like your back is popping up, bring your feet down and we'll start again. Press the low back down, draw the navel in, then lift one leg and then the other. See if you can keep that low back pressing down. And if not, I invite you to just bring the feet down, press the low back down, and maybe play with one foot at a time. Yes, there's no need to strain here, absolutely, ever. You can have the feet flexed if you like, just a little bit here to keep the legs active and aware. So this is stage one. If this is where you are, I invite you just to stay here. If you'd like to play with me, we're going to move into some extensions. Reach your arms up to the sky, fingers point up, thumbs are pointing up toward your head. Press the low back down. Keep that low back pressing down throughout this experience here. Press the shoulders down. So rather than reaching them up off the floor, feel the shoulders rooted. We're going to extend the left leg out and reach the right arm up along the ear and then come back to center. And then we'll extend the right leg out, reach the left arm up along the ear and come back. Really keep the low back rooted here. And we'll inhale and exhale. Inhale to extend, exhale to come back to center. So it's opposite arm and leg. Back of the neck is long. The slower we go, the more we're really mindful of the muscles that we're engaging, which might make a pose feel more difficult. But at least we are really working on firing the muscles that are going to support us in the pose. Beautiful. Everyone, let's do two more on each side. If you're already complete, that's perfectly fine. Let the body rest. Last two. Very good. Release the feet down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Knees fall out wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. Allow the arms to rest along the body, palms up to the sky. Breathe here. And if you can't take Supta Baddha Konasana because of your foot or ankle, you can just extend the legs out, coming into a Shavasana position. Feet wide, toes fall out to the sides. Breathe here. Feel this opening happening in the hips. The legs are heavy. Okay, great. Bring the knees back together or bend the knees if you're in Shavasana. For this next one, I do invite you to keep the head down. If you have any neck or upper back issues right now, we don't want to bring extra tension into the upper body. If you feel comfortable to, I invite you to curl up through the upper spine. So we're lifting maybe even the shoulder blades up off of the mat. And we're going to extend one leg at a time here. So let's start by lifting the legs. We're going to extend the left leg out, really press out through that left heel, right knee is toward the chest, and then change. Extend out through the right leg, really press out through the heel, left knee into chest. And we'll move side to side here. And again, we're taking our time, really firing things up. Keep drawing the navel toward the spine, the low back presses down. Beautiful, everyone. Remember, you can always stop before me if you wish. Eight, seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. Beautiful. Hug the knees into the chest, relax the head and the neck, rock a little side to side. Plant the feet, let the head fall side to side slowly here, release any tension in the neck. We're going to continue doing this strengthening here, and then we're going to flip things over. Again, I have quite a limit to what I can do with my left ankle, so I'm taking us through some strengthening and stretching that is feasible for my body with this injury, with this healing, yes. We're going to do something similar here. This time we're going to move into bicycles. So again, keep the upper body down if you have anything going on with your neck or upper back, upper spine. Let's lift the knees. Bring the hands to the tops of the shoulders here. So this may be different for some. Tops of the shoulders, then curl up through the upper spine if that's what you're going to do. Extend your left leg out. Bring your left elbow to your right knee. Cross the body. And then we're going to change sides. Right elbow, left knee. So we're really twisting here, extending the legs the same way we did in that last posture. Really press out through that heel of that extended leg. And breathe. If you'd like to play here a little bit, rather than elbow to knee, you can extend your arm and reach it out in front of that knee. Remember, you can always stop before me. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down, feet down. Move the head, turn the head side to side. Beautiful. Just be here for a moment. Notice what's happening in your side, inside. Great. However you can, I invite you to roll over to your side and then press yourself up. We're going to come to all fours. This is a time where you may wish to have your towel underneath your knees for some support. And you know what, my loves? Please excuse me because we're about to be on the belly and I need to take a momentary bio break if I'm going to be putting that much pressure on my belly. I'll be back in just a moment. Can you still hear me well and clearly? Just double checking to make sure. Okay, great. Great. All right. So let's make our way onto the belly. Actually, before we do that, let's come to all fours. We're going to get a bit of a side stretch here. Again, you may wish to have your towel underneath your knees here for support. Knees beneath shoulders. Oh my goodness. I guess we could do knees beneath shoulders, but we're going to do knees beneath hips and wrists beneath shoulders. This is a nice time. You may wish to have the pillow underneath your ankles, stuff, or anyone else who's navigating that kind of an injury. Let's take a few cat cows here, but first see that the creases of the wrists are parallel to the top of the mat. Root down through the base of the index fingers and thumbs. Inhale, crown and tailbone lift up. Exhale, spine to sky, chin to chest, tilt the tailbone under. Inhale, feel the belly and chest melting down. Exhale, spine to sky. Let this feel good. So often in our asana practice, we move through poses unconsciously. Maybe we've done them so many times that we're not even really experiencing, feeling what's happening. And this is a great expression of how we live our lives. There are always, no, not always, but many of us live aspects or even much of our lives in this autopilot. So, can you become conscious right now? Really feel what's going on inside. Let this experience feel good. Maybe. On your next inhalation, come back to neutral here. Kick your right leg out to the right a little. Extend your left leg back. Roll to the inside of the left foot and maybe even bring your left sole of your foot down to the mat. Weight in the right hand. Reach the left arm up to the sky over the ear. So nice side body stretch here. Shoulders pull away from the ears. Really lift up out of that bottom shoulder rather than dropping the weight down. Breathe deeply. Hmm. You might find that if you play with reaching your arm back a little, or maybe that foot back a little, it starts to open up this line here in front of the body. A nice stretch for all of that abdominal work we just did. No pinching in the low back, though, if you're doing that. Yes. Let's drop the head down, if that feels good. A little bit of a stretch in that left side of the neck here. Beautiful. Reach that left arm all the way up, down toward the foot. Make a big circle to bring it down. Come back to all fours. Bring your right foot in. Let's rock a little side to side here. Draw the navel toward the spine. And we'll play a little bit like we did on the back. Extend back through the right leg. Lift the leg if possible. Maybe lift the left arm along the ear. Keep rooting down through the right palm. Left thumb is up to the sky. Back is flat. Draw the navel toward the spine. Option to stay here or inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Bring it in. Elbow draws in too. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Beautiful. Two more if you're here with me. Last one. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release it down. Rock a little side to side. Second side. Extend back through the left leg. Option to lift it. Draw the navel in. And rather than opening the hip here, keep the hips square. Maybe the right arm reaches alongside the ear. Thumb points up to the sky. Lift up out of that left shoulder. And then again, option to stay here or inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to draw it in. One more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to release everything down, all fours. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky, twist here. Exhale, thread it underneath you. Drop your right shoulder down. Relax your head and your neck. You may wish to keep the left palm planted with the elbow up. Draw the navel in. Feel your weight dropping down. Breathe. If you wish, you're always welcome to take the bind here. Bring the left hand behind the back and reach for the crease of the right hip. If you have the bind, slowly release it. We'll all plant the left palm, press under the palm to come back to center. Rock the hips a little side to side. Inhale the left arm up, twist here. Exhale, thread the arm underneath you. Release that left shoulder down. Relax the head and the neck. Again, you may wish to take the bind here by bringing the right arm behind the back and reaching for the crease of that left hip. Relax the jaw, the face. If you have the bind, slowly release it. Plant the right palm. We'll all press into the right palm to come up out of the pose slowly, mindfully. Rock the hips a little side to side. If you can, press yourself up onto your knees and your shins. Interlace your hands. Roll through the wrists. And just a reminder, I can't read your comments from here. So unless there's a technical error or issue, go ahead and change directions. I won't be able to read. If there is a technical issue, please throw a lot of emojis in the chat and I'll come over. Great. And give a little shake. Beautiful. Let's make our way down onto the belly now. I invite you to have enough space at the top of your mat, so if you extend your arms up, you can lift them. I'm still working on that with all my beloved friends here. Let's start here in Sphinx pose. Forearms are down. We're propped up on the elbows. Palms are down. Pubic bone is touching the ground. Now, for some of us, this might feel like too much of a stretch, so you can always bring your elbows back and have your chest closer to the mat. Otherwise, have the elbows beneath the shoulders here. Press down into the elbows and the forearms. Feel your chest reaching forward as the elbows start to draw back toward the hips. Chin is slightly tucked, back of the neck is long. Relax the glutes, relax the legs here. Wonderful. Come down all the way now. Chest releases down. Arms alongside the body with the backs of the hands pressing down into the mat. Bring the legs closer together. Press the pubic bone down firmly into the mat. Inhale, lift the upper body up off of the mat with the backs of the hands pressing down. Draw the shoulders back. Feel like the shoulder blades are trying to touch behind your back. And again, chin is slightly tucked here. Keep pressing the pubic bone down. Keep lifting the upper body. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Slowly release it down. Bring one cheek to the mat. Relax the glutes, the back, the shoulders. Everything starts to melt into the earth. We'll move into this again. Either Ardha Shalabhasana, the way we just did, only lifting the upper body, or if you'd like to move into Shalabhasana, I invite you to lift the upper and the lower body. So let's start by bringing the forehead or the chin to the mat. If the legs have splayed out, bring them in closer. Backs of the hands can be pressing down again here to start. Let's draw the shoulders back before we do anything. So we draw the shoulders back, press the pubic bone down firmly into the mat, lift the upper body, and if you wish, also lift the lower body. And then either stay here or bring the arms up alongside the ears. Thumbs point up toward the sky. Gaze is down at the floor. Really lift the lower body if you're lifting it. Lift everything if you're lifting it, or if you're just working with upper body, that's great. Just lift that. If the legs are lifted and they're splaying, bring them closer together. Beautiful, everyone. Let's take a few more breaths here if we can. Maybe lift a little higher. And lower it down. Opposite cheek to the mat, arms alongside the body. Rock the hips a little side. Release. Yeah, take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. We'll do this one more time. Really focusing on waking up the back body, strengthening the back body. Bring the forehead or the chin to the mat. Legs come closer together. You can have the arms alongside the body with the backs of the hands pressing down, or if you're wanting to lift the arms, I invite you to bring them up along the ears to begin. Thumbs point up toward the sky. Press your pubic bone down firmly. If your arms are by your sides, draw the shoulders back. And then lift upper, or maybe upper and lower body. Gaze is down at the mat. Relax the face. Breathe here. Take 3 to 5 breaths if you can. And when you're ready to come down, just bring the opposite cheek to the mat. Beautiful. If the legs are splaying, bring them closer together. And whenever you're ready, bring it down, arms alongside the body. Let it all go. Maybe rock the hips for a moment. And find stillness as the body sinks down into the mat. Exhale through the mouth if that feels good. Beautiful. And while we're here, we'll move into our bow pose. Let's see, Steph or anybody else working with an injury in the foot or the ankle. This just may not work for you, so I invite you to just take Shalabhasana again. If you're not able to take a hold of any part of the ankle foot region, yes, you can just do exactly what we just did. Let's all start by bringing the forehead or the chin to the mat. Bring the legs closer together. If you're taking bow pose with me, bend the knees with the feet pointing up toward the sky. Let's all press the feet down. I won't walk us through Shalabhasana again, so if you're taking that, please walk yourself into the pose. Reach back with your right hand for the outer edge of your right foot or ankle if you're not able to take a hold of the ankle, or just above the ankle on the shin. And then reach your left hand for your left foot or that area just above the ankle if that's not possible. Bring the feet closer together. Remember, the pubic bone is pressing down here. Thumbs are pointing down. Begin to kick the feet or the shins or the ankles, whatever you're holding on to. Kick into the hands as you lift. Breathe. Keep lifting the legs up. Keep kicking into the hands. The legs are splayed. Bring the knees closer together. A couple more breaths here if you like. Whenever you're ready, release slowly. Opposite cheek to the mat. I don't take opposite cheek because of the headset, but please take the opposite cheek, rock the hips a little, and then just let it all go. Very nice. Plant the palms. Press into the palms to lift yourself up. Let's come to a seated position with the legs extended. I invite you to have your towel nearby. You can have it folded up like this or maybe rolled up. You'll find which option works best for you. And before we move right into the opposite, so we've just extended one way, rather than just going into the opposing posture with the body, we're going to do a twist so that we don't aggravate anything, especially in the lumbar spine. The legs are extended. Bring your hands over toward the right side of the body. The fingers may touch down, they may not. So wherever you are is just fine. Yes. Inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, twist toward the right. And if it feels good, you can actually walk your hands back a little bit, lean yourself back a little, and twist in this way. Just a moment here. Let's slowly come up, come back to center. Just pause for a moment, let the body reset. And then second side, hands come over to the left side of the body. Maybe they touch the ground, maybe not. Be where your body is. Lengthen up, inhale. Exhale, twist. And again, if you like, you can walk the hands back, lean the upper body back a little to shift the position of the twist. And come up slowly. Come back to center. Ah, lovely. Let's bring the legs closer together so the feet are in alignment with the hip bones here. If you wish, you can bring your towel just underneath your tailbone. So we're not sitting on it, we're just using it so that it's tucked under the tailbone, helping to tilt the pelvis forward, possibly, if that's the way your body works. I have a pretty open legs here, so I'm not going to use that pillow. Flex your feet, toes point up toward the sky. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge forward, draw the navel in. Release the hands down wherever they naturally rest. Rather than reaching the shoulders forward and becoming a hunchback, draw your chest forward, shoulders back. Really lengthen here. And I didn't mean offense to anyone who has any kind of curvature in the spine. I just meant we don't need to hunch extra here. Yes, just being sensitive. Honor your beautiful body. Yeah, you all have different bodies. Ah, lovely. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, allow the body to relax now so we can let that spine curve, let the shoulders relax. And then again, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, relax, let it curve. I'll do this one more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, relax the spine down. You can take any holds that you wish with the hands and the feet, or just let the hands rest like this. Slow, deep breaths. A few more slow, deep breaths here. Allow the head and the neck to be really relaxed. Plant your palms next to your thighs to slowly roll up the spine if you're forward. The top of the head is the very last part of the body to come up. Feel like you're stacking your vertebra. Shoulders drop back and down. Plant the palms next to the hips. Fingers point forward if they reach. Press into the palms. Lift up. Lengthen the spine. Chin is slightly tucked. Dandasana. Beautiful. Recall your sankalpa, the intention you created at the beginning of practice. Wonderful. Draw the navel toward the spine. You may need to scoot your body down so that your feet are now down toward the bottom of the mat. Draw the navel in, reach the arms forward, plug the shoulders back into the sockets. Start to lean back slowly. Use the strength of your core to slowly lower yourself down. Keep reaching through the fingers, even though the shoulders are plugged back in. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And then find yourself all the way down on the back. Take the feet wide. Toes fall out to the sides. Create some space between the arms. Relax the arms down, the arms and the body. Create some space. Palms up to the sky. And then just give your body a little wiggle here if that feels good. Wiggle from your head all the way down to your toes. And the sense of letting go of unconscious tension is happening in the body. And then relax. Find stillness. Shavasana is such a powerful pose for practicing stillness and being the witness. Close the eyes. Allow the thoughts to pass one by one. Practice being the witness of your experience rather than needing to control or change anything. Let it all go. If you're getting caught thinking about things, imagine your thoughts are like clouds and you are the infinite blue sky. Allow the thoughts to just pass by, nothing to hold on to. I invite you to stay here longer if you wish. Allow the stillness to nourish you. If you are ready to complete, slowly deepen the breath. Move the fingers and toes so slowly you can feel every micro movement. Feel this beautiful gift of life, this precious gift of having a body to experience life. If it wasn't for this sacred body temple, we would not be here. We would not be experiencing this life. Yes, there are many challenges, but there's so much goodness and so much to be grateful for. Inhale, reach your arms up along the ears. Point your toes, exhale through the mouth. Bend your knees, roll over onto one side. When you're ready, use your hands to come up to a seat with the eyes closed. Recall your sankalpa. Palms touch at the heart. We'll complete with our closing chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu 3 times. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings and all of creation be happy and free. Peace, peace, peace. Inhale. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace and love. Thank you for your presence. Oh, I did, Laura. Oh, no. Shoot. I knew I was forgetting something. Well, for anyone who wants to take that other side stretch, do that. You can do it right now. You don't want to be unbalanced with that one. Yes, that's such a juicy, oh, good stretch. So please do take it. Apologies for that. I had a feeling it kept coming into my consciousness. I was like, why is this specific part of that stretch coming into my mind? Apparently, it's because I didn't do it. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone. So wonderful to see you all. Thank you for your donations also. Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel a little foggy today. I'm not sure why. Could be many reasons. Yeah, it's a little fog. Smidge of a headache that's actually kind of moved now, which I'm grateful for. So apologies for missing that. Well, I know some of you may still be in Shavasana. Soak it up. Enjoy it. Enjoy. If anyone would like to share anything before we complete, I'll stay on for a few more minutes. Thank you for your hearts and your love. Why don't we do that? If you haven't already done it, let's balance out our sides. I think subconsciously my mind was like, I don't want to do that on my ankle. Ah. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So we come to all fours, and this time we're going to kick. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Kick your left leg out to the side a little. Yes. Extend back through the right leg, and then roll to the inside of the foot, and maybe even release the foot down. Weight in the left hand. Reach the right arm up, and then reach it over. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Yeah, this one's so good. And then again, you can play with bringing the hand back, maybe the foot back a little bit. Just make sure there's no pinching that happens when you do that. Lift up out of that bottom shoulder. A couple more breaths here. Lovely. Inhale, reach the arm up to the sky all the way down, and with your breath out, bring it all the way down. Ah, great. Now we're balanced, yes? I gotta come back down so I can get back over to you. Oh, beautiful. Kristen sharing shalom, 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 peace, peace, peace. Yes, Shabbat shalom. Beautiful. Thank you all. Thank you. I'm grateful. I'm feeling into if there are any nuggets to share before we complete today. I think one thing I'd like to share is please, please, if you're going through a difficult time, if you're feeling that like you're in one of those periods of darkness, please reach out. Please. I know sometimes the last thing we want to do is reach out. We feel like just hiding in the dark, or we don't even know how to reach out. So I just want to be this force of love to reflect back to you. Reach out. Whether it's a friend, a family member, a healthcare professional, therapist, coach, our group here on the app, Love Heals All, me, reach out. Please reach out. My beloved teacher, Saima, says that I actually haven't heard this in some time, I don't think, but for a long time, Mal would always speak how the ego is like a wolf in sheep's clothing, meaning the ego will say things like, oh, you really, really want this thing. You need this thing. But it's actually really not what we want and need. It's something that's going to maybe give us some temporary fixation of pleasure or control, but it doesn't really serve us. Well, anything can serve us. I think you get the idea that I'm saying here. The ego is always bringing us into things that are ultimately keeping us identified with the small self in limitation. So when we're in those places of darkness, that's where the ego is like, ha ha, I have control now. And the ego isn't a bad guy. At least the teachings that I live in and that I come from, the ego is not some bad thing to annihilate. And I think of the ego as like uh, this scared little child inside that is functioning totally out of fear and limitation. And Saima teaches we bring love, we bring light to the ego, we bring the ego into the light, enlightenment. We enlighten the ego. We don't try to cut it off of ourselves. It's how we have an experience as human beings. However you break down the construct of the ego, it allows us to have an experience of this personality that I call Selena, where I pretend that I'm an individual and I'm an I, me, my, when I'm really oneness consciousness with all that is. So when we feel that darkness, the ego is in power in that experience. And it doesn't want to go through that. Well, the words that were coming to mind, go through the pain of opening, but that's the words from the ego. It's like, I don't want to face the pain of being vulnerable. I don't want to face the pain of feeling my pain, truly. I might be in pain constantly, but am I truly allowing it to move through me? It's a whole other topic. My heartfelt wish is that you will reach out if you feel alone. You'll reach out if you feel like you don't know what to do or you're in pain. And I love you. I love you. Hmm. Hmm. Thanks, Kristen. And thank you, Christine. Okay. Anything else, my loves? Remember, if you're not here on Insight Timer and you're someplace else, you can always come to the Insight Timer app to be part of our live discussion and our interactive experience. Okay, here I'm going to. Oh, I love you, my darling. I think of you all the time. All the time. I think of you and your mantra. I'm going to turn the noise canceling off so maybe you can hear the rain. Can you hear it? It's very soothing. Ah, good. I'm like trying to lean back to the window. Shall we just sit together for a moment? For anyone who's enjoying being in community and in this energy, let's just sit together for a moment and be still. You don't have to take some meditative posture, just close your eyes and just allow. Breathe consciously. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I'll see you next week for our satsang for the soul on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be back for yoga asana next Friday. Stay tuned. I'm not sure what's happening with my ankle. I mean, I don't know if I'll be ready for vinyasa yet. So we'll see what's possible. Thank you. Enjoy. Take care of your beautiful self. Go do something that feeds your heart, feeds your soul, that's playful. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you so. Thank you. Go be kind to you. Enjoy. 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 I love you.